The question is knowing when to quit. How do I know? When do I know is the time to quit? There's no definite specific answer for everyone because your situation is so specific to you and mine is specific to mine. But I'm going to give an example with mine. And what happened is I had this company. This is a big company, and they were a customer, and I'd actually dealt with them at another company that I worked for. And when I moved to my solo, I got them, relationships into place. And what I realized is this: what they did was, obviously this is training. So what they would do is when they book training, when they want a quotation for 40 people, for 30 people to be trained, sometimes it's 70 people to be trained all over the country. And but then I realized that the trend was, they never got to be booking the big quotations, the big invoices. They only would book, the renewals. You have to renew, you have to train one guy on a renewal basis, and the guy is maybe in Middleburg, and obviously if the training is in Middleburg, or if it's in Brest, I have to go and spend the night that side, and obviously it's money you are spending whenever you have to go on an accommodation basis. And I realized that the other part was the inconveniencing part. They would call at 3 p.m. and say, please book us training for 3 guys on this is a renewal, and we want the training to be done tomorrow. And that kept going and going and going and going. And they would want me to go and do a renewal in Magalisburg, to go and do a renewal somewhere in Orkney there. And this is on, I'm talking about, if it's a renewal, I'm talking about 1,800. I'm talking about 2,200. It's a customer. You take that job. You always take that job hoping that in the future they are going to be a big account. They are going to book big quotations. But it went on and on until a time when now I have to. The last straw was, there was a training they wanted done tomorrow, and I didn't have the machinery. These are the big mining machinery equipment. And I can always talk to people in the industry. I know people in the industry. But the challenge is that side. Obviously the guy wants the money paid before you do the training, but along the way you build relationships. But sometimes you don't have the machinery. You have to speak to a guy who's got the machinery, and you don't know him. If he doesn't get an EFT, he wants the guys that have been trained to come having the money in the hand. And until eventually I got to a point where I felt it was a bit abusive, because I said to the lady one day, tell me, what can I do to improve the chances of you booking training with me on a good explosive quotation or invoice? And she told me, no, the price really, really matters. And what I can do for you is, whenever you put up a quotation, I can say to you, because I can see that you are a bit high, I can say to you, please bid this quotation, which was good. I thought, now I've got an insider. And if you've got an insider inside a company, your job is going to be easy. I'm telling you, your job is going to be easy. But nothing changed. It went on just like that until I was like, what, this thing is not going to improve. And they're a big company, yes, but in a space of maybe 8 months, 9 months, what I make from them is about $4,000. It's about $6,000. It's not, I don't think that is bad money. I mean, I've got customers that book training only once in 2 years, and they're just renewing, and no, that's fine. And they don't have a big budget. They tell you that, look, we can't afford this much. We can't afford an invoice here. Let's say $15,000 to train 6 guys on a renewal. Then you adjust. This is your customer. You want to keep this customer. But until I was like, okay, this is where it ends. But again, as I'm saying, knowing when to quit is going to depend specifically on your own circumstance. Your own circumstance is not going to be the same as my very own circumstance. So you're going to have to look at it and say, can I see through the waves? When I lean forward, how does the water look like when I'm looking at the front? It's going to be your situation. It applies to any other kind of a relationship. Is it a business kind of a thing, a business pursuit? Are you pursuing, is it a business proposal? Is it where you are dealing with politicians and they keep saying to you, come back tomorrow, please give me until Monday, or I'm meeting the person next month? Then it goes on and on for 9 months, for 2 years. But, definitely when is the right time to quit? Your system will tell you, your heart will tell you, your gut feel will tell you that, no, you know what, it's time to go now, it's time to let go. And there is nothing wrong, because we as humans are created with this, and that, especially now as you pursue your own pursuits, the thing that you don't want to give up, perseverance is the only most important trait for an entrepreneur. And that's right, perseverance is very, very important. You're not going to walk away or go any far without that kind of a trait. But when is it the right time to call it off, to fold it and let go? Be it this is a relationship with your neighbor, be it this is a relationship with the person that you love so much, a romantic relationship, but sometimes there's selfishness inside. The person is only thinking for themselves, they're never thinking of you. You're always meeting their every demand they want. When they say this, you jump. When they say this, you go that far. But whenever you say, please go this mile for me, the person never goes. But